Hey everyone. So today I decided I'm going to do something a little bit different, and instead of making music just on my SP-404, I'm going to add in this. This is the Arturia MiniFreak. It's a really cool little synth that I've had for a while and I've used a little bit here and there, but it really deserves more time in my full setup making beats. So today I'm going to debut making a beat with it in a video. I don't know exactly what the beat's going to sound like, but I've got a couple of ideas going so far that hopefully will pan out and work out into something nice. So far, I have this drum sample that I pulled up that I really like. And I love that the snare is only on beat 2 on that. That's so much more interesting than just a kick snare beat where the snare is on 2 and 4. I really love drum patterns like that. And then I went ahead and got some samples from Playbox by Native Instruments. It's this really cool plugin. I almost think of it as like a sample generator where you can almost kind of make your own samples, because what it does is it layers in instruments along with samples, along with effects, and you can make chords by just hitting one single note. And the presets sound amazing too. So these are the sort of samples that I generated from that plugin. And I really love those because you can hear there's different notes going on. There's samples, there's some reverby type stuff going on. So to me, that's just a really cool way to make some samples. So this should be a pretty interesting way to make a beat. I'm going to try and get started and see what happens. So the first thing I'm going to do is record the drums into a pattern. And then from there, I'm going to start layering in some of these chord samples. But the drum beat's really interesting, so I'm not going to go too crazy trying to create any interesting rhythms with these chords. I think I'm just going to do one chord every 2 bars, and maybe I'll have like a 4-chord progression. And maybe that'll make like 2 4-bar patterns worth of beat. So let's just go ahead and record and see what happens. And then I'm going to take the drums and do another pattern, and I'm going to use a couple different chords in this pattern. All right, let's turn on the external source, and now we have the MiniFreak. So I like this bass sound. This is just a really clean, nice bass sound. Let's go ahead and play it over the patterns and see what it sounds like. That's going to sound really good. Let's go ahead and record 2 different 4-bar samples, and those will go over the 2 different 4-bar patterns. So got metronome on, and then I think we have count in on. Yep, there we go. Cool. And then let's layer that over the first pattern and see what that sounds like. Nice. I think I might resample that with a little distortion, but that's going to work really nicely right there like that. Let's go ahead and record another 4-bar sample for the other 2 chords, and that'll go over the second pattern. And then let's hear what that sounds like over the other pattern. Nice. That sounds pretty cool. now I've got 2 4-bar patterns, and I want to start layering some more MiniFreak stuff on them. But what I think I'm going to do is just create a bunch of different samples and fill up like an entire bank or even 2 banks worth of samples, and then get off the MiniFreak and just start arranging all the samples over those 2 patterns. So let's just dive into some stuff here on the MiniFreak and see what we can find. Let's pull up some keys. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. Wonder if I can bring that delayed sound up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Cool. Let's record a few different versions of that, whatever that is. But I don't need the metronome, and I don't need the count in either. That was cool. I hit a wrong note there, but it kind of sounded cool, kind of sounded intentional. So I'm gonna keep that. Nice, those sound really cool. One of my favorite parts of the MiniFreak is the effects, and just going through the presets and just messing with the effects a little bit, it's just like a huge plethora of different sounds. And this is actually working out pretty well. I think this is a much different kind of beat than I would normally make, because just I wouldn't normally be making a ton of different keyboard samples like this, but I can already feel like this is going to be a lot different than what I usually do, which is good. I want to switch things up and try different things and hopefully learn something. That's kind of the goal, I guess. Aside from hopefully creating something that sounds really cool too, obviously. All right, let's find some more sounds. Ooh, yeah. Maybe I can turn the release down on this a bit. Yeah, that must have some distortion on it, I'm assuming. Distortion, yeah. A lot of reverb too, but that sounds good. I think that might make a cool melodic sound. Let's play it over the pattern a bit and see what it sounds like. So I think what I'm going to do here is just record some individual notes on like half of a bank or an entire bank, and then I'll actually play the melody on the 404 as opposed to trying to play a melody here. Because I think what'll sound good is hitting multiple pads at the same time, sort of similar to hitting multiple notes here. But I think it'll sound cooler on the 404. So I'm just going to go ahead and record, let's do like 8 different pads worth of just different notes. Cool, so now I've got 8 different notes here. Let's hear what they sound like over the pattern. All right, let's find some lead sounds. It's not my style, but that's cool. Ooh, that sounds really cool. Okay, that's going to work. I think I'm just going to record some short segments of that in tempo and layer them in afterwards. I don't want to worry about exactly what the melody is going to be right up front, so I'm just going to grab some short melodic kind of segments and figure it out later. And I might end up chopping these up a bit. They might not need to be their whole thing. But it'll just be nice to have a bunch of different options for this sound. Yeah, see, like just playing between them is going to sound cool too. I love that long bend on that one. That's cool. Nice, cool. Those will sound good. Let's find one more lead sound maybe. That's a pretty cool sound. Let's see if it sounds good over the beat. I think it sounds too much like the original sample sound, so it kind of blends in a little bit too much. I want something that sticks out a little bit more. Not that much though. Let's try a different category instead of lead. Let's just do something more interesting. Ooh. Oh man, okay. The MiniFreak is really cool. I always forget how cool it is until I pull it up, and then I just pull up a patch like this, and then suddenly I just do that. Like that's a beat waiting to happen right there. But it's too much for this beat, obviously. Like I can't put that into this, but I gotta remember to use the MiniFreak more often. It's really great. Let's keep looking around in the sound effects category. That's crazy. All right, let's try a different category. The sound effects is not what I'm looking for here. That's pretty cool. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh, yeah. Yep. And that's the exact pattern I want to play too. That sounds really cool. 1, 2. So that metronome mode, that's a good way to record a sample that doesn't start right at the beginning. So now these samples, they come in on, the upbeat of 2 or whatever. But I wouldn't have been able to record them right on 1 because it just would have felt weird and I wouldn't have been able to play it right. So and this way, when I put them into the pattern, I'll just hit them right on 1 and then they'll come in right when they should. Let's record a couple more of those. I really did not do anything to this patch. I pulled it up and I immediately just started playing it. That's going to be really good. Cool. Okay, I think for now I'm going to put the MiniFreak aside and just start putting together the track because I could probably just make endless samples from the MiniFreak. There's so much potential for samples here, but I'm not going to end up using all of them. So I've got a decent amount of samples going. If I need more, I can grab more, but for now I'm going to get the track going. So let's hop over to the 404. All right, I'm going to go ahead and copy over these patterns and layer in those last samples that I just made over these guys. Nice, those worked out perfectly. Let's go ahead and do this one as well. And let's go ahead and dial in some effects on the 3rd and 4th bus. I want to get some compression going to make this sound a little more alive. I'm going to try to grab a vocal sample real quick here.
I think I need a break, don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you lie to me. You make me feel so dark, you really broke my heart. You opened up my scars.
Alright, so let's try to mess with this vocal sample, see if it'll kind of fit in some way over this beat.
I think I need a break, don't care how. I think I need a break, don't care how. I think I need a break. I think I need a break. I think I need a break, don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you lie to me. You make me feel so dark, you really broke my heart. You opened up my scars.
I think that'll work. Let's go ahead and resample this before I chop it. Let's make it a little more lo-fi sounding because it's got a very like clean crispness to it. But I think it'll be better if it's a little more lo-fi for the beat.
I think I need a break. I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you lie to me. You make me feel so dark. I think I need a.
That could be an easy way to do it, but I kind of want to see if we could do like cassette or something with it.
I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you lie to me. You make me feel so dark.
Now that's got a weird resonance to it. I don't like that. Let's try the lo-fi.
I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you lie to me. You make me feel so dark. You really.
That's kind of cool. Let's resample that.
I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you. I think I need a break. Don't care how long.
Yeah, that sounds cool. All right, let's do either some delay or reverb on there. Maybe both. Let's try some tape delay real quick.
I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you lie to me. You make me feel so dark. You really broke my heart. You opened up my scars.
That's pretty cool. I think that'll work. Let's resample that.
I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you.
Cool. Let's see how that sounds over the beat.
I think I need a break. I think I need a break. I think I need a break.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Let's chop that.
I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you lie to me. You make me feel so dark. You really broke my heart. You opened up my scars. I think I need a. Don't care how long it. You know I hate the lie to me. I think I need a. Don't care how long it. I think I need a. You know I hate the. You make me feel so hard. You really broke my heart. You opened my scars. You really broke my heart.
So if you've liked this video so far, please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help me out a lot. But that said, here's the final beat, and I hope you enjoy.